29 young South African artists that were stranded in Turkey as a result of flights grounded due to the coronavirus pandemic are back in the country. Well, upon their arrival, they were taken to a government facility to be quarantined. But for more on this and other issues, we're joined by Vusumuzi Mkhize, the Director General at the Department of Arts and Culture. Mr. Mkhize, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
A very good morning to you and good morning to your listeners, South Africans.
Now that the group is on quarantine, Mr. Mkhize, for how long will they be at the facility for?
It usually takes about 14 days or more, but that is guided by the observations of the Department of Health in line with the containment of the COVID virus, COVID-19. So we will be guided by them, but usually it will be about 14 days or more. We are hoping that we're welcoming them and they are happy to be back home. We're excited that they are here, and we hope that they are all well. But for precautionary measures, quarantine is a must-do.
Yeah, now that they're back home from Turkey, I believe that the Turkish government assisted. Do talk to us about how they got involved and if the South African government had to pay for the airfare for the group.
Yes, this bigger task was mainly coordinated through our international relations, working with the Turkish government as well as the embassy in Turkey. And they were able then to facilitate the transportation of the young artists to be repatriated back home. We then had to just work as a Department of Sport, Arts and Culture with our counterparts to make sure that, of course, financial assistance is provided to them so that they can have the air tickets to come back home. Okay. Because they were stranded, unemployed. The employer had last paid them in February, and clearly they were destitute as a consequence of COVID-19. And South Africa, as a current government, needed to ensure that they do come back home safe. And that is what we had to do, to then have to also, of course, have to pay and make sure that financially they have the tickets to come back home.
Okay. Let's talk about other issues now, Mr. Mkhize, specifically about the relief fund for the artists who are struggling during this difficult time. So how many artists have benefited so far, and how many are still to benefit from this fund through your department?
We received more than 3,000 applications effectively, and so far the adjudicators had finalized almost 3,100 of those applications, and of those, the recommended ones are at just above 1,200 as we speak now. And we are still also having a process where there were those who were rejected and were notified and to submit or to confirm that they had submitted everything. And that appeal process also seems to be able to assist a lot to extend that. So we are expecting that more than 1,000 at this stage would be able to be assisted. But already we are guaranteed of that 1,100 that we are already having recommended, and we are dispersing funds. And it's not only artists, may I emphasize, it's also the sportsmen and women who had applied, because we are now dealing with both women, sports as well as artists or creatives.
Okay, Mr. Mkhize, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. That was Vusumuzi Mkhize, the Director General at the Department of Arts and Culture, talking to us about some of the issues relating to this portfolio. He's just mentioned some of the artists who have benefited, about 3,000 applications received so far, and as well as the 29 South Africans who have been repatriated from Turkey, and they're now back home and they've been placed on quarantine.